It's raw, and I think it's real, and I think that people are upset with government. I think they're upset with both parties, Gail, and I think Donald Trump's tapping into that. I actually think it could be quite good for our party, because I think what you're seeing is a lot of people that were frustrated with politics are saying, well, maybe I've got an outlet here.
RNC Chairman Reince Priebus on CBS earlier today. He says that Donald Trump's success with Republican voters is good for the party and creates a new outlet for those who have been so frustrated with regular politicians.
Yeah, a new Newsmax exclusive poll from Opinion Savvy continues the Trump on top trend. This time, the poll focuses all across the South. Take a look. Trump tops our poll with 28%, leading over Jeb Bush by 10 percentage points, followed by Dr. Ben Carson with 10%, and Texas Senator Ted Cruz standing now at 9%.
For more on this, let's bring in nationally syndicated columnist and founder of Insider Advantage, as well as Opinion Savvy, Matt Towery. Matt, thanks so much for Skyping in from Atlanta today. Now,
happy to be with you.
And it is so good to have you, because we want to drill down in this thing. Many people have said that Donald Trump would face a challenge surging in the polls in the South because he's from New York. What does this say about Trump's national candidacy?
Well, it says that everyone was wrong, including me. Trump does very well in the South, and I noticed that Reince is sort of whistling a different tune than it was a couple of weeks ago. He is, in fact, I might add, for Trump, actually stronger in the South than he is the rest of the nation. So the real big story out of this, JD, is that in some of these southern states, which are going to have their primary after Iowa and after New Hampshire, Trump could be a major player going into March, and it means that this entire campaign is shifting, because once you have the South, it's very hard to lose it.
So, Matt, I have to ask you, which states is Trump the strongest, and which ones is he the weakest?
Well, he's not weak in any state. The states where he's having he's closer to candidates are home states for other candidates. That would be in Florida, which a poll which we did for Fox today shows that, in fact, in Florida, Bush and Trump are basically even. And then another Fox poll we did for affiliates in Texas shows that Bush, or rather not in the case, Cruz is actually doing well. He's a little bit ahead of Trump, and then you have Bush is doing relatively well there as well. But in the other states, let's look at the ones where no one's running from that state. Alabama, 38% Trump. Georgia, 30% Trump. Tennessee, 30% Trump. South Carolina even, he's close to 30%, and that's when we conducted for the Augusta Chronicle. So he's strong all across the South, but particularly in those states where he is not facing a home state favorite.
Well, Matt, I am curious. Virginia in recent years has gone into the Democratic column in terms of presidential races. What about Donald Trump in the Old Dominion?
Well, Donald Trump still is doing well in the Old Dominion. He's not quite as strong in Virginia as he is in some of these other states. As one might guess, in Virginia, Jeb Bush is doing better, although Trump continues to maintain his own in that state, and it indicates that the degree of support that Trump has goes beyond any one area of the South. He basically is either at the top or near the top in every single southern state, all the way up to Virginia, which, as you well know, the South, the portion of Virginia, quite different from Northern Virginia, but nevertheless, that southern part's very conservative.
Well, and we keep talking about the South. In your opinion, how important is the South in this upcoming election?
More important than it has been in any recent presidential election that I can recall, for this reason. Florida chose to move their primary to March the 15th, which means that it will their primary, which basically has decided the last two nominees, will occur after this so-called SEC primary, Southeastern Conference, named after the football prowess of the South, and which includes many of these states which we polled. That will occur very early in March, before Florida, and it will occur after South Carolina. So what it means is that basically South Carolina will be the first test of Southern voters, but then a candidate who has money, which Trump will have a second major opportunity to claim the South in one day when the South has that SEC primary.
Matt, I have to ask you this. The first debates tomorrow, judging how it's gone in polls past, based on that first debate, how much can we expect polling numbers to change in the wake of that debate? 20 seconds to answer that, please, sir.
Well, JD, you know, in 2012, every debate changed the polls. So it's possible that could be the case this time. I don't expect that to be the case unless Trump has a major blunder. I think we're going to get quite far into this debate schedule before we really start to see candidates drop out.
Matt Towery, as always, we appreciate your insights and obviously those new numbers in that exclusive poll for Newsmax. Donald Trump has released an important letter to the public on Newsmax.com. Go to Newsmax.com and read it. It's a paid advertisement from the Donald J. Trump campaign. Go to Newsmax.com, and at the top of the homepage you will see a link. Click on that link at the top of the Newsmax.com webpage and you will find it. Newsmax Prime returns right after this.